is Crystal Co, and you are watching Couture Culture, the online network that brings you the best of cultures around the world. Today we delve into the world of Roald Dahl as musical theatre's biggest little hero makes its Asian debut in Singapore. Today we talk to the cast and creative team behind Matilda the Musical. Matilda the Musical has been seen by more than 8.5 million people across the world. You know, it has won 85 international awards, including 5 Tony Awards, 7 Olivia Awards. It is the musical to watch. What do you think it is about this show that, you know, appeals to audiences globally?
I think it's such a spectacle. Not even getting to the story yet, just on a purely visual and experiential level, it is such a spectacle. It's bright, it's loud, it's moody, there's so many elements to it. And then also the story is so universal, and it's a beautiful, heartwarming, touching story, and it's one that we all know from the famous books.
True. There's something for everyone in it, to be honest. If you come bringing your kids as an adult or parent, you're going to get something out of it, because there's a wicked little sense of humor underpinning the whole thing. So it's exciting for kids because they're seeing a child who is able to overcome oppression, you know, bullying from both bigger kids and adults who are also just immature children. I mean, like, these parents are the worst of the lot. The headmistress is also a complete monster. But also, there is something for grown-ups as well. It's very funny, it's very witty, it's got darker elements which are just so delicious.
An exception to the rules in my school.
I must say, I love the outfit.
Thank
it's so
you.
elaborate. Look at her eyeshadow. I mean, I can't pull off eyeshadow like that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I think
I'm taking it in. I noticed that the fingernails also match the eyeshadows.
It's all matchy. I play Mrs. Wormwood, who is Matilda's mother, and her life is looks, not books. So all about the hair, the makeup. She doesn't really care much for her beautiful, intelligent, incredible miracle of a daughter. It's all about the looks.
It's all about the looks. I must say, quite the opposite of typical Singaporean culture, where it's all about the books.
That's good. That's, you know, that's what Matilda's all about.
And Mr. Wormwood, do you share the same sentiment as Mrs. Wormwood?
Of course, this man is purely superficial. I mean, he's got a fine bird because he's very good at his business, and his business is used cars. Mr. Harry Wormwood, quality used vehicles. Remember that.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Have you read the book by Roald Dahl?
Yes.
I was a small boy when it came out, and it was like the new Roald Dahl to read. I mean, it was the last thing he published, I think, before he passed away.
Did you ever think, you know, when you read the book, that one day I will be playing Mr. Wormwood and I will be playing Mrs. Wormwood?
I don't even think I knew I wanted to be an actor yet.
Certainly not playing the villain, that's for sure.
So they say the subsequent fall was inevitable.
Now, interestingly, you once drew an analogy between giving birth to a child and giving birth to a choreography. Tell us more. What does that mean?
Because I feel like it's like a whole show is almost like a child that you have to look after, and you have to look after well. And I think it really does feel like every time I do a new show, I feel like I'm giving birth, because it's such hard work, and I think from all sides it's such hard work, and it's super important to nurture that thing, and you have to nurture it through, you know, we've had seasons through Cape Town, through Johannesburg, and now we're here, now we're going to carry on into China, and I think it's like about making the show grow and nurturing that thing.
What would you say makes a good choreographer? I know the amount of, because I grew up doing productions as well, and I love theatre. And I can imagine the amount of hard work, you know, that a choreographer puts into a production, because it's a massive production. You have 5 weeks to put 30 people on stage, each one having their own routines, and everything has to come together.
I believe that a good choreographer also draws from the performers, and I think that you need to use the strengths of your performers, and I think that that's super important. I think that making mistakes and not trying to be perfect, and I think playing. I think you have to be able to play, and you have to go the wrong way sometimes before you go the right way. And I think that that's super important, because if you're too terrified of sort of breaking through that wall, you're not going to get anywhere new, anywhere interesting. You really have to just let it all go and really just have fun with the people in the room to create.
Let it all go, I love it.
Yeah.
Is that a line purposely used from Frozen?
Yeah.
You tell that to the kids. Let
Yeah,
it go,
let it
girls.
go.
Let it go, guys.
Have courage,
Have
and be
courage.
kind.
I think they can relate. They can relate to Frozen.
Yeah, absolutely.
What skill set does a musical director have to do? I imagine you need to have good hand-eye coordination because you need to, like, I don't know, coordinate stuff.
This one is quite interesting because I actually do more conducting than piano conducting in this show,
Okay.
so I play in the show as well. So I had to practice my choreography and stuff, because sometimes, like, generally one conducts with one's right hand. In this show, often you have to conduct with left hand, for example.
Why
And-
left?
Because your right hand might be busy playing while you know.
I see that there's so much coordination going on. I can't even imagine.
And then on a nightly basis, you stand or sit on the podium and basically act like air traffic control. Yeah. But I think it's the best seat in the world, because you in front of the first row. You know, you see everything from completely up close.
In that way, sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty.
Natalie, you are the resident director of Matilda the Musical. Now you have directed West Side Story, choreographed for The Sound of Music, and performed in The Wizard of Oz. So you have many feathers on your hat.
Yes.
Do you think that helps you, as a resident director, in maintaining the artistic integrity of the show? Having this background and experience
Absolutely.
playing these different roles.
I think I've done nearly every role in a theatre production that you could do, including company management, stage manager. So there's a holistic understanding that I have to have in my job, and it's really important. I was a performer, and I was often a dance captain, and then moved into resident choreography and resident directing. So that pathway has allowed me to kind of really understand everyone's job. I'm all about a team. This is a massive team of, I think, 74 touring people. So and everyone
74.
has a very, very important job to do, as important as the beautiful girls that play Matilda.
Yeah.
So, because it all can't happen without everyone doing their job.
You are the head of wardrobe, so you're in charge of wardrobe for the entire Matilda musical production.
Yes, that is correct.
Do you face any costume emergencies?
All the time.
What do you do in a costume emergency?
You breathe.
You breathe,
Because
I like
there's
that.
no point in panicking. No, what's really nice on this show is we have doubles of everything.
Okay,
So we have
that makes
82
sense.
looks in the show, and we have about 700 costume pieces in the show. And then we have doubles. So because we have children, and there's cake on stage, and there's
Cake on
also marshmallow fluff on stage. So if we need
Dangerous
to,
stuff.
Exactly, especially for wardrobe. So if you need to swap anything out, it's always ready at hand. It's not a big issue.
Okay, so you're always well prepared. I mean, in your role as head of wardrobe, I'm sure you have a lot of experience to, know what costumes need more backups than others. Right?
Indeed, yeah.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you be my head of wardrobe, please? I mean, I have such a tough time deciding what to wear to work every morning. I think I need help.
You definitely don't.
Well, thank you. I
Thank
think
you.
that's a compliment.
You should.
I'm focused on this little bird.
Well, you see, a man in business cannot go wrong when his hair looks like this.
Yeah,
You can trust me.
the bigger the better, really.
So tell me, how do you sculpt that before your show?
Well, you see, it's placed on a block, and a wig mistress teases it out, puts in some hairspray, and turns it around and around, and eventually sticks a piece of wire through it, and then
Oh, you actually
pulls out. I mean, well, yeah, there are technical skills involved in getting this hair like that.
Can I touch it?
You can.
It
It's
looks
probably
like,
rock
it looks like
hard.
it comes out from your head, like it's not a wig.
Well, that is the magic of theatre. I mean,
Magic
the
of
same
theatre.
the same techniques are used in the film world.
Will you get your kids to do this little hairdo as well?
Oh, of course. Yeah,
And
girls,
then-
boys, everybody. It's
and the
a winner.
The gonna start a new hair trend in Singapore.
And I'll expect to see your hair in a nice,
You know,
rock and roller.
I have about 5 hours to gala
can
night,
do it.
so
It'll probably
what-
take about
yeah.
that long.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend the next few hours figuring out how to gel this bit up, and as you said, I have to put a wire through and then
Oh my
Yeah.
word.
make this thing stand out. Look out for me in the audience tonight.
Done. Deal.
All right, nice to
Bam.
see you guys. How do you feel today being at the gala night of Matilda?
I am so excited.
Oh, I love your enthusiasm.
Thank you. I'm so excited because one of my good friends, Sophia, is playing Matilda.
Go and watch it. It's a fantastic show. You will really enjoy it.
It's a musical for the whole family and the songs are lovely.
The whole thing, the wardrobe, the music, the vocals and everything.
What made you guys buy tickets to come watch?
We're actually here on a drama trip, a GCSE drama trip. We have to write about this for our exam. She has watched Matilda's movie before, so we thought